What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls with D Hall, a wrestling podcast. Today, it is my favorite episode of the year, my favorite project, the WPIAL Preseason Preview. So pumped up to release this to you guys. Just right off the bat, we're doing it a little bit different than we did last year. Last year, I had them all together on one. It was like 3 hours long. It was a lot. This year, I'm changing it up. Each single team is going to have their own little video, their own little episode of the pod. So you won't have to sift through all the other stuff. Super excited for that. We talked to all these different coaches, man. I had 30 guys come on from across AA and AAA, which shattered my goals for this year, which is awesome. So yeah, man, I'm just super excited to release this to you guys. It was a lot of fun. These coaches were open and honest. They had great insight, and for me, man, just to sit down and listen to these guys talk about what they're wrestling, there's not much better in my world. So without further ado, here is the WPIAL Preseason Preview. Thank you, guys. Love Jens. As always, brought to you by Switch Custom Apparel.
Welcome to the Near Falls WPIAL Show, where Dial and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny D. WPIAL Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to soothe your soul, because it's Near Falls in the WPIAL.
Joining me now on the call, head coach of the WPIAL champions, Burgettstown Blue Devils, head coach Joey Bigalotti. How are you, sir?
Good, man. How you doing?
Super pumped up to have you on. It's another year. It's getting cold outside. I was just taking the garbage out. I was shivering coming in. That means it's wrestling season. Let's go.
Getting darker out earlier. Yeah, it's wrestling season.
It's the best, man. No doubt about it. First things first, how is the alumni doing out there at Burgettstown? Anyone wrestling? Anyone doing big things off the bat? What's going on there?
DJ Slovic, he's been doing a pretty good job this year up at Pitt Bradford. Yep. I believe he's at. Yep. Yeah, I think he's 8-1 so far. He's doing a really good job. Joey Senapal at Lockhaven. I'm sure that room's a grinder for him, but he's a hard worker. He seems to be enjoying it. So, yeah, they're doing pretty well.
Love that. Okay, let's go back to last season one more time. Finally getting over the hump and getting that WPIAL championship, man. We've sat here and talked a few times about that being a goal of your program, and you guys finally achieved that and broke down that door last year. Talk about that, and ultimately talk about how the off-season program has gone as you guys try to repeat.
Yeah, I mean, I've said for years, it's stepping stones. I said that 5-6 years ago, and it seems like every year we've gotten closer and closer and closer, and finally pulled it off. I mean, that's a rare group of kids, that we've had in that room, and we still have in that room, just hard workers, 24/7. Good kids in the classroom and school, and not troublemakers, in bed early. They train right. So yeah, I mean, I'm lucky to be the head coach of that team. And it's it wouldn't, if it wasn't for those kids, actually knowing what it took to achieve that. I mean, it wouldn't be possible. And they're starting to teach the underclassmen what it takes, and hopefully it continues. For this year, I mean, obviously same goal, defending it. Defending the title's probably a lot harder than winning it, from what everyone says. I mean, I guess there ain't too many teams in AA that can say that in the past 20 years except one. But, I don't know. I mean, that's our goal. Our goal is to stay on top, and I think the kids are ready to do it.
Love that. Okay, next thing I have is going through the social medias. Obviously, last year you guys picked up Sonny Abe as an assistant coach on your staff. Going through your social medias, you guys have had a unique group come in and work out with you guys the last couple of weeks. Talk about that.
Yeah, that was the Japanese national high school team came in. Sonny reached out to Jeff Upson and asked if it was okay. And I mean, those kids never touched folk style, and I think the kids in that tournament last weekend knew to start picking top. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, those kids on the team, especially the seniors, I mean, they've been exposed to the best this country has to offer at Fargo, and all those they've traveled the country to wrestle, and then to even broaden that horizon even more and get some of these Japanese kids in there. I mean, it's awesome, man. I mean, it's something those kids will never forget. It was great to have them in that gym to come and work out, and they traded some gear, and some Burgettstown gear went to Japan, and some Japanese gear stayed. And
little old blue and white Burgettstown going to find its way to Japan. You love that.
Man. You know what? I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of fun in that room. I mean, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing it. I mean, I think times have changed over the years. It's not like a drill sergeant type thing in a wrestling room anymore, that some of the old school guys talk about, and the things that I've dealt with. It's we have some fun, man. I mean, we work hard, but we have fun doing it.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. Okay, going into the season, you get through your off-season program. Who is some of the leaders that you've noticed that have stepped up for your program?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really believe in captains too much. I shouldn't really say believe in it, but it's just like, I don't know. I guess everyone finds their place. We're a unit. Everyone's going to fall in line. The leaders in that room know who they are. I don't need to say names. Some are vocal, some just work, and I don't know. Everyone knows who they are. I mean, who the studs are in our lineup, and the ones that have been there for a while and they wrestle in the summer, they don't stop. But I mean, other than them, I mean, there's just some of the other underclassmen. I mean,
I was going to say, give me an underclassman. I got to pull a name off you, my friend. Give me an underclassman, a freshman.
I think that Darius Simmons has come a long way. I mean, he was a second-year kid last year. The year before, he didn't have a win until playoffs. He was like 2-28, I think. Last year, He ended up with close to 30 wins. I mean, he bought into the system. He's a hard worker, and we expect some big things from him, and he's confident that he can win a WPIAL title, and I'm confident in him too. If you've seen him wrestle, he's a grinder, man. He'll go for 6 minutes straight and more if possible. Danny Smith came out last year, helped us download 1320. He was a basketball player the past 4 or 5 years. He wrestled when he was younger, and he got in with the right kids, the leaders of the team, and they showed him that we can have fun and work hard and win. And he came out. He really helped us. He helped us last year. He helped the football team this year. I mean, he's 113 pounds.
Little athlete. You love that.
Yeah, man. He's a good kid too. And I mean, Logan Noyes was a freshman last year. He made it to regionals. He was up 2 weight classes and made it to regionals. Because his spot got taken away from an upperclassman, and he's come a long way. But yeah, man, I mean, just people, they find their role in that room. They know where to fall in line.
Okay. Louis back with you again this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Just you and Louis, or you have someone else? And Sonny, obviously?
Just same as last year. I mean, me, Louis, and Sonny really do the varsity. I mean, but some of those kids' parents that have been with them since they were young, I mean, we wouldn't be successful if it wasn't for them. I mean, Rudy Brown's dad, Son of Paul's dad, and I mean, all those guys, they've helped a lot over the years. So we're a pretty tight knit group, for a staff. It's a fun group. We have some fun too. And yeah.
So you're talking about your fun that you've had in the room and kind of how things have changed. One question I do have this year that's a little bit different from from questions I've had in the past. What's your warm-up game? Dodgeball, kickball? What do you guys? I've heard a bunch of different ones.
Started to really do over the years, and we changed the name. Our name's the Devil Ball for it, but we stole it from Princeton.
Okay.
Princeton released like a warm-up video years ago, their wrestling room, and we play it with a nitro ball. It's kind of like a bigger volleyball type thing, and your goal is to only let it bounce once. You have the boundary, the mat. Everyone goes in order to try to knock the other one out. It's pretty weird, but you watch it. I mean, if even at our tournament invitation, I mean, those kids are playing it on the mat. It's
kids get into it.
Yeah, they get into it, and then it kind of rubbed off onto gym class. So that's one of gym classes activities.
Nice. I like that. That's good stuff. Yeah, man. It's always interesting to see the competitive nature kick up a couple extra notches when you put a ball in their hand sometimes.
They go, man. That and pickleball. I mean, that's going to be a state sport, I think, within a decade.
Pickleball, yeah, no doubt they get after pickleball. That's awesome. Yes, for sure. Okay. Schedule, man. What's it look like? Is it traditional? How you guys always build it? Have you made a couple tweaks? What's it look like this year?
Schedule, I mean, yeah, no, same as usual. I mean, we got out of Powerade last year just to go up to Trojan Wars, and I mean, I think that's good. I mean, it helps everybody. I mean, you get in a Powerade, your studs are obviously going to do pretty well and win a couple, but I mean, that's not going to help, the middle of the road kids too much. So we started to go up there, Shore Houston tournament to start off the season. And, it actually, that actually, we were going to tweak something there too, but how our section is, every dual meet that we wrestle is a section match because it's such a big section. We don't, we used to schedule some AAA teams for one or two duels. We can't do it. This year we were, invited to wrestle General McLean up at Edinburgh before the Edinburgh Rutgers match. And I think that was December 1st. That's the Friday night of Shore Houston, but it was just too much rearranging everything there. But I mean, I think Shore Houston's a good starter for those kids to get the ball rolling. And it's
one
kind
of my favorites.
I mean, we start practice Friday and 2 weeks is Shore Houston. So
yeah, man, that's one of my favorites. Shore Houston always kicks off the year. Everyone gets packed up into that gym on Friday night.
Yeah,
you see everyone at once. It's awesome.
It's a good one.
Okay, social medias. How can we follow your squad?
We got Burgettstown Blue Devil Wrestling on Facebook. There is a Twitter page. Yep. I think it's Burgettstown WRE. And then I think there is an Instagram Burgettstown Wrestling too, but not real sure on that one. But yeah, I mean the Twitter and Facebook ones are pretty active.
All right, and it wouldn't be an interview if I didn't talk about my main man Baronic. Senior year, how's he looking?
Good, man. I mean, he decided to focus on wrestling this year, and he put on a decent performance there at Surge. He held his own with some of the best kids in the state. Wrestled for Mickey Phillippi's team and a couple
Mickey's
of this summer.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been working, man. I mean, he's still looking for a school for what his next step is going to be. And, I told him, we're not rushing that, it'll come. Right. We'll see what happens.
Good stuff as always. Okay, Coach, next thing I have before I kind of leave you go, goals and expectations. We touched on it a little bit. Obviously, you guys won a WPIAL championship last year. You said you're looking to repeat, but what are some other goals and expectations you have for this team?
I mean, I think I said last year, scholarships. We gotta get these kids an education.
You did, man. It was one of my favorite quotes last year. You said, "I'm just trying to get these guys money."
That's all, man. I mean, even if it's D2 or they're getting room and board paid for D3, whatever helps, and just tell them all the time. Tell all the athletes in that school to say, they want to go to school to play football, go to school to wrestle. I said, no, you wrestle to go to school. You play football to go to school. That's the point. So if we can develop their skills enough to get college coaches interested and they want to give them some money, and that's good. I mean, we got some gaps to fill up top this year team wise. I mean, individually wise, I think we'll be a very solid team or individual tournament team. I mean, we got some studs that are going to, be in the finals, place top 3, 4 in a lot of tournaments. We got some football players coming out to help fill the gaps up top. So, I mean, we got some work to do dual meet wise up top, but the kids that are coming in, first year kids, that's small public school, man. Yep. That's what you got to do. So I think they'll do pretty well, though. We'll see what happens.
Good stuff. Okay, Coach, anything or anyone you want to shout out before I leave you go?
I think over the years, me and my brother and our whole staff, we've been lucky with very good parents over the years that really bought in just as much as the kids. And that was really important to the success that we've had. I mean, you have a group of parents that really want to help any way they can. And, maybe snow hits, you can't get a bus. You need parents to haul kids to tournaments. They're in, man, whatever. So it's nice for that. I mean, the community support that we've had has been amazing. It's they say small town with a big heart. That's Burgettstown, man. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I'm just lucky to coach this team with that group of kids and good group of parents, good coaches, and yeah, man, you too. Shout out to you too. You give a lot of props to the middle to the little guys, man.
Yeah, man, try to. The little guys are doing good.
Yeah, man,
middle
there's
school.
some-
We're gonna
there's
try
some-
to do a junior high program show here soon, so that should be pretty interesting. So maybe
Yeah.
talk to you about your junior high coaches. stick
Yeah,
on
get
and
Gary
talk to-
Velk on. He just won
Yeah.
that junior high coach, Pennsylvania Coach of the Year award. He's been
Wouldn't
out
be
of
a bad
40
one,
years.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate it. You do a lot of good things for the small schools out there. A lot of studs that are on some schools that don't really get talked about too much.
Yeah, man.
Us, your hometown, West A, some kids that are killing it right now, even at the college level. Bentworth kids, best center. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
man. Bentworth kids getting out there. I love it, man. Yeah, and it's I'm just pumped up, man. Give me Burgettstown, Burl, 3, 4, 15, whatever, how many times it is in this series. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited, man. I will see you at Shark Houston in a couple weeks.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My man, appreciate you.
There you go.